All right, so okay. Lots of you guys don't have a YouTube subscribe. Make sure you can subscribe so that way if you miss a class, you always have it. So that way, you're still not gonna you're not gonna miss the information because I'm still gonna keep on going. I have to cover all the material from fourth grade to high school within 1 year, and I'm not gonna slow down for any particular of you guys. But the video is a very good way for you to reconnect the information if you are missing the information. I don't mind record it. It doesn't mind use my data, so it just uses whatever data for the YouTube, so it doesn't bother me to record them. So what was the question?
2b is 4 over 2 radical 5 minus 2.
Minus 2? Okay, so you need to multiply by the conjugate. So it'd be 2 root 5 plus 2. 2 root 5 plus 2. Did you do this? No, you cannot simplify that. You have to multiply by the conjugate in order to rationalize the radical. I think I talked to Ollie. Ollie says this is something you guys have covered last year. Is that right? Okay. So if you multiply this by conjugate, so this is called conjugate. And conjugate is known as the difference of a square. If you pay attention, do you guys know what's the difference of square? So this is called difference of a square. If you guys don't know, that's called difference of a square. And the nice thing is conjugate are the natural of difference of a square of 2 square root of 5 minus 2, because you can treat it this as a, this is a b, and this is a, and this is a b. Now I don't have the distribution. I can just do 2 square root of 5 square minus 2 square. And this one's going to distribute the top. So it's going to be outside times outside, which is 8 root 5 plus 8. Is that okay? Are we doing all right? Okay. If any confusion, ask question. There's no dumb question. It's just, if you got it wrong, then that'll be dumb on the test. But if you got it wrong now, it's not dumb because you just don't know. And that's why I'm here helping you. I never mind asking people ask me questions. Charlotte, do you understand? This is Charlotte, right? Okay. And then on the bottom, what is 2 square? And what is square root of 5 square? So they can multiply together. 4 times 5 is what? 20 minus 6 minus 4. And that's 16. 8 root 5 plus 8. So now I like this part. This part is very, very tricky about the answers like this. I don't like the answer like this. I never do. What are you supposed to do? Split. Yes. Good. Somebody's paying attention in class. So 8 root 5 over 16 plus 8 over 16. And that's equal to root 5 over 2 plus 1/2. And that will be a final answer here. And that's how you get this kind. That's how you simplify the radical. Does that make sense? Okay, next question. You are going to see this on the test. Yes.
Number 7.
Uh-huh.
It's 2i minus 5 over 3i minus 2.
Now, I didn't cover this one. I meant to see if you can understand the connection. The connection is the people you can see is I is a radical of -1. So if I is -1, they are just presented as a radical. So if presented radical, your operation should be exactly the same. So what do you do first step? Now I didn't teach this one. Brendan?
-5 in the front.
What did you say?
-5 in the front. -5 plus 1.
Okay. Well, what do you do after that?
Find the
what is the, do you guys see that you need to do conjugate? Do you see that there's a radical on the bottom even though it's not presented? That there's a 3 square root of -1 minus 2 on the bottom. So there's no difference. So what your operation is exactly the same as before. Your operation are gonna be the conjugate. Was conjugate 2i minus 5 or conjugate 3i minus 2? 3i minus 2. So we need to multiply by conjugate 3i minus 2 is what? So 3i plus 2. So if you multiply out, on the bottom it's going to be a minus b, a plus b. So it's going to be 3i squared minus 4. On the top, it's going to be what? 6i squared plus 4i minus 15i minus 10. And it could be just SAT questions right here. Now I'm going to talk about what is a plus bi form. 6i squared minus 11i minus 10 over 9i squared minus 4. Hopefully you have that so far. But anything I squared is -1. So it's going to be -6 minus 11i minus 10 over -9 minus 4. That's equal to -16 divided by -13 minus 11i. Am I doing okay? And then I can split, because this one is going to be end up to be positive. Now this is also on a test. It's also on SAT. The SAT could be present just the numerator part, could be the both top and bottom. And the operation of I is very common on SAT, so those are the things that you should know for SAT. Is this question on the test? Yeah. Any other questions? Yes. AF. You got it right, but the good thing you ask, because this is a question I meant to, like, see if you guys can react it. This is not a quadratic, because quadratic you get x squared minus x plus a constant, but this is not quadratic. This is quadratic. Ax to the square plus bx plus c, right? So this is a, b, c. But this is a x squared, x, and c, the order of that. But this is not. But still, anything trinomial we should look at is going through, first thing, factoring is going through GCF. Second thing is going through, besides GCF, you also have to go through a box method. Now, I do box method. Can you do it without box method? Of course. Now, this is why I told you box method is pretty good. I will show you why they are pretty good. I'll show you 2 examples. Just in this question, you can see it. The x to the 4, 100 minus 29x squared. Hopefully you guys have this first, last, middle. Now think about which 2 things multiplied together is going to give you x to the 4. Good. And which 2 things multiply each other to get 100? What'd you say?
20 and 5.
20 and 5. Okay, that could be a good choice. And what else? 25 and 4. And what else? 10 times 10. 1 times 100. There's a lot of options. Now, what you're going to do is kind of visualize what's going to happen. So I teach bunch 6th grader yesterday. The 6th grader can do this. Okay, outside of school, I have some advanced classes outside. They are very, very advanced. They'll finish Calc 1 by freshman year. So I told him, says, hey, you gotta be able to visualize things happen before it happens. Kind of like playing chess before you can call the next move. I don't know if you guys watch Hikaru or Magnus. They can blindfold it and then play it in chess. And they can call moves like one after another. This is what you're gonna have to do. You gotta think about what happened is 20 and 5. Then I will have 20x squared on the last column. And I would have 5x squared on the last column. Am I gonna get 29? No. But what's the next option? 25 and 4. Now you can see that 25 and 4, 25 plus 4 is 29. Okay, that's a good choice. Now this is gonna be negative 25x squared. This is negative 4x squared. Now we don't know it's negative yet. But since this is a positive right here, 100, so it's positive, but this is negative, so therefore they both has to be negative. So that's going to be x squared minus 4 times x squared minus 25. Now, it's not done yet. How many guys got here and stopped? You stopped? Now, Jay, do you see anything more after this? You can see difference of square. I'm going to show you, like, if you don't know how to do difference of square, it turns out box method can actually take care of that, interestingly, because there's a 0x right in the middle between x squared and 4. And if you don't know, that's x, 2, 2. The only way you can get is negative 2x, 2x here. And you can pair up, like, this is a x plus 2, x minus 2. Now, I don't prefer you do it this way, but I'm just telling you, box method can take care of difference of a square. But I don't want you to do it that way because that takes too long. This is x plus 5, x minus 5. I want you to see that this is a perfect square minus sign. That's going to be x plus 5, x minus 5. And that's the things that you had to be able to do. And that's completely factor. Pre-calculus, you got to be able to do this. Next question. Very good question. Over there and then the number 4. What's 4?
48.
Okay, hold on. 48x to the 4, y to the 6, and what? Over what? Order radical. Okay, good. That's it? 48 over 4? Okay, Leah, what's your question?
Number 6.
Mm-hmm.
I too have 400.
Okay, that's good. So first thing is going over, you're gonna have to know how to simplify 48 and 4. That's what? 12. X to the 4 over negative 3 is 4 minus negative 3 is 7. Hopefully you have it right. Y to the which power? 9. Okay, so now you can take out 2, 6, 2, 3. Take out 2, root 3. And x to the 3, y to the 3, x, y. And then you're done.
Y in the 9th power.
Oh, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Go over 8H.
Hold on, let me go over this question for the year. This is just, you're gonna divisible by 4 and you know the rotation. So that's 1. This is on the test as well. So 4 and 1, 0. And then 3, 12, 3. Did I do my long division right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 3 is, the first term is I, negative 1. Negative 1 times I, so it's negative I, right? So the answer is negative I. Okay, last questions. Yes, what's your question?
8H is 8x cubed
AX cubed.
y minus 50xy cubed.
Like this?
No, it's
What are the proofs?
Huh?
What are the proofs?
y to the first.
And then it's minus 50. X, y to the y cubed.
Okay. All right, that's a good question, actually. I purposely give it this question. Liam, what do you do first? How can I factor here? Not sure. Good. Let's ask. Okay, Leila. Leah.
Factor out the 2xy.
Okay, good. So how do you see that? Well, 8 and 50, they're both even number. This is the x, 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 y. If you really cannot see it, just you see that they both have x, y, and x, y common. You can take it out. So it'll be 2xy. Now just think about 2xy times what equal to 8xy, x cubed y. So it's what? 4x squared minus what? And what do you see? What is this? This is a difference of squares, so you should see that. So it'll be 2xy times 2x minus 5y and 2x plus 5y. And that will be like last test question. There's one of them like this. Any other questions? Okay, so last question, we're going over this. So good. So we also go over the i's. Since we go over the i's, then we're doing okay. Now we're gonna go to we already talked about a lot about radicals. We're gonna move on forward. Let's talk about domains and let's talk about simplified fractions. Now I do says after school tutoring is offered to everybody. Yesterday is only one person show up. If you did bad on your test, and if you want me enter the test score, don't come to the tutoring. If you want me enter a different test score, you should come to tutoring more often. I need to see you working. If you're doing bad, you better get your butt working. Which is right now, if I enter that grade in there, it'll probably 40% of you guys gonna fail. Well, with the homework credit goes in probably down to 30%. But I'm sure all you guys got used to getting A in before. You getting that grade taken home is probably not a good idea. So if I were you, come. Hey, look, Mr. J, I need to go over this. I think I'm still behind a lot. That's fine. Let's go over it. Emerson, come here. I'll help her. I have no problem. Usually this room is always full. This is only room is full after school. Matter of fact, I have people live here all the way to 6 o'clock. Bunch of seniors, they just hang out here always, just doing all kind of homework. They do AP Chem, AP Calc, Lit. They do everything here. So some of you guys have siblings. You know, a lot of you guys siblings was here before. Okay, so make sure you come in, get help. All right. Let's talk about simplifications. Simplification for a rational expression in particular. We already deal with some type of rational expression, but we talk about, let's say, it's 6x squared y minus 2xy divided by 2xy. How do I simplify this? Like, can you see it without, can you like tell me what a simplification does without writing anything down, just by looking at it?
3x minus 1.
3x minus what? 3x minus 1 is good. If you can see it, great. If you don't see it, bad. Bottom's monomial, you can split them. So that's 6x squared y and 2x squared y. That's going to cancel down to 3x. 2xy, 2xy, so cancel become 1. So that's equal to, right? When you have division like this, you can simplify it down to 3x minus 1. And that's it. There's nothing else can do. But, you know, you can move on. You can say, okay, let's do other stuff. Now, what if I have something that says, I don't know, 18x minus 2x cubed over x minus 3, something like this. How do I simplify this? Bottom, is that monomial? No, it's a binomial. It's x and 3. One of you guys know how to do it. I don't know who. No. I know nearly no. I'm waiting for the second person, actually. I know you know. No, conjugate doesn't help. It because it's not radical. You're not trying to rational something. Alpha? Ooh, that's good. Yeah, that's what it's gonna say, right? What are you gonna say?
My problem's called, but maybe do like the remote division thing where you do like
Actually, you could have done that. It's not wrong. You are also thinking about different paths of something, which is good. What she's thinking about is that division, and that's a little bit down the road. So right now it's fine, but Safia's way is probably the best way to approach it. So look at the numerator. What can I factor out? Well, first of all, what is wrong with the numerator? What? Out of order. What do you mean by out of order? What is that order called? There's something called. You're on the right track. It's called descending order. You remember that? Descending order, the degree has to be in order. So that's gonna give you what? Negative 2x cubed plus 18x. Proper way to write this, it would be like this. Sarah, do you know what can I factor out here?
for the numerator,
Mhm.
you can factor out 2x.
You are not wrong. You just need one more thing.
Negative 2.
Oh, good, good.
Negative 2x.
There we go, negative 2x. See, I see that. So now you can factor out negative 2x. Times what? X squared minus 9. Okay. What else do you see? J? J's like, I love difference of a square. I wish every question has a different square. And now what can you do now? You can cancel, yeah. So that's going to be negative 2x times x minus 3, plus 3, sorry. Now, 4th grade, you actually are learning this. Believe it or not. If you have 8 over 6, you factor the 8. 2 times 2 times 2. You factor the denominator. 2 times 3. Does 2 cancel out? You do that. You didn't learn anything extra new stuff. You're just learning how to adapt to the certain situations here. So that's going to be 4 over 3. And that's the only answer that you're going to get. But you do that in 4th grade. You factor it. You simplify. Even though you don't show it, but you actually technically slow motion, you do factor it before you can simplify. Now I want to talk about one more thing about this function. Last year, I don't know if your teacher told you, there was a domain of this expression. What is the domain of this expression? Do you guys remember? Yes. Yes. So what will be the possibility x can be in this particular expressions?
Above positive. Direction of
Almost.
It can't be negative. It can be positive.
It cannot be positive 3. So because Austin, what happened when the x equal to 3?
Denominator 0.
Denominator is 0. So that is something that you need to take account, is the x cannot equal to 3. So always if I says, hey, that's fine domain, right? Domain of the functions. If I have this function, you're gonna set denominator cannot equal to 0. So it'll be x minus 3 cannot equal to 0, x cannot equal to 3. Very good job. Because x equal to 3, you actually gonna get something over 0, but in this case, it's actually 0 over 0. And in this particular case, you also learned it last year, it's gonna be, if something cancel, what happened on the graph? That just tests you like a little bit higher strength questions. Yes. There's hole. Yes, somebody's paying attention. Hole on the right, it's called hole or removal discontinuity. That's a little bit higher level. We're gonna get there. That's actual AP pre-calc curriculum. We are not there yet. I just want to give you a glimpse. What are you supposed to know from algebra 2? You're supposed to know whatever cancel factor, there was a hole at x equal to 3. Do you guys remember that a little bit? Like vaguely. Like, but it's not very, very common talk about subject. But yeah, it is. We're gonna talk about all kind of rational function, all kind of graph, asymptote, vertical asymptote, horizontal asymptote, slant asymptote. You got actually an asymptote looking like a parabola, like you guys never seen before. Usually, I still teach to the class, but usually, most of the teacher doesn't teach because I don't think that's very relevant. But you can have asymptote look like a parabola. If you guys seen asymptote. So this we're not gonna cover until later. So, but I will say I'm not gonna test on the next test. When is the next test? I don't know yet. Not this week. I don't know. If ideally I want to do it Monday, but we'll see what happens. Because Tuesday has some stupid weird shit. The FSA stuff, right? Yeah. Some like performance matter stuff. Yes. Of course. You don't need to ask, just go. I appreciate you asked him. Yeah, there's something like I don't know. You guys know about it.
We should wait.
No, it's so dumb because they should teach instead of testing kids. They should just have the one test at the end of the year. But huh?
I don't know why they changed it. It was fine the way it was. We had one test at the end. Now we have like 3 for no reason. And they're just like they don't even count. Yeah, it's just seeing your progress. Yeah.
Because people manage those things, idiots. Well, I just live streamed that, so oh well. What?
Cut the pig.
No. I'm gonna leave it there. You can cancel me anytime. Don't really give a shit. Actually, yesterday I was talking to a couple of kids, like 6th grade kids, and they have a textbook of Math Nation. I don't know if you guys seen Math Nation before. You never seen Math Nation?
No, I have. I just don't.
It's the worst, the most disgusting thing there is. It's a textbook written by a UF students, which just doesn't make sense. Your student never taught a day in their life, so they have a bunch of questions that's posted. So my student posted a question up there. it was just very awful. It actually, the question itself teach kids how to do it math wrong. I don't know if I can show you, but I don't mind to show you. I have extra time, but let me see the questions though. Carrington. Let me see if I can find it. I can find it, but it was very dumb. I'm gonna make a TikTok video how stupid that is. So simplification. You okay? Now you can also multiply something as well, right? So you can have something that says x squared minus x minus 2 over x squared minus 4, and then times x minus 1 squared times 2x. So now this dot means times. Now I just write this question on my head, so may not be the best question. Oh, sorry. Let me change this to x plus 1. That'll be a better question. What do you do first step? Yes.
Don't you factor all
Factor everything, right? So can you guys tell me what's factor of x squared minus x minus 2? X plus 1 and x minus 2. Now you should be able to see that inside the box. That's fine. I'm gonna ask Jay how to factor the bottom, but she already know it. Because that's her favorite thing. Let me ask Neil simply, right? How to factor the bottom, x squared minus 4. Liam? Good job, Liam. That's a difference of a square. If you see a perfect square here, you see a perfect square and see that minus sign, that's x plus 2, x minus 2, because you just square root the x squared and square root of 4, and you got it. A and b, so it'll be a plus b, a minus b, times 2x, and, well, this one I'm just going to write it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking for simplifications. I think it's plus 1, right? Now, each thing can only simplify once. So if you have 2x minus 2 on the top, and there's 1x minus 2 on the bottom, you only can simplify once. That's it. Is that okay? Any questions? No? Okay, this is a short learning algebra 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a worksheet out for multiplying. So I'm just gonna search multiply, and this is gonna be your multiply rational function worksheet. Okay, let's go over division. What do we do with division? So I just finished the lesson. Division's done. The only thing you have to do is keep the first term. So for example, this one, 1 over x, 1 over n plus 4. You're gonna, before you do it, keep the multiplication sign and move this to the numerator and move this to the denominator. We already learned that with simplification. Now I remember like those questions here, a lot of people got a very, very weird number on the test because you don't simplify before you multiply. You have to simplify before you multiply. So remember that if you have says let's say 68 over 25 divided by 75 and 34. Remember, your first goal is to make sure 68 over 25 doesn't call keep. 75 over 34. I can actually factor this. If I factor this, it's going to be 34 times 2, right?
Oh, we can't see your work.
Oh, sorry. So this is the division we're talking about. There's no difference. I just simplified the 34 and 2. I don't need to simplify 25. I can also simplify 25 times 3 here, and I can 34 times 1. So what happened is 34 can simplify with this. 25 can simplify with this. The answer is 6 over 1. The answer is 6. On your test, some people try to multiply 68 times 75. I meant to make your life miserable, but I also meant to make you life is easy if you know a shortcut. A shortcut is always look for simplification before you multiply. This is what most of you guys, I think some of you guys got like, I don't know, 860 over 520 on this question. I'm like, dude, let's simplify. Why you get to that multiplication part? You could have simplified before you multiply. And that's what's wrong with the math education in the United States, is because they don't actually teach people how to simplify something. They just teach people numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. And that's bad, because that's what students are not capable of thinking differently. I'm not saying it's you, but the education's bad. And they teach my son this way too. So it's not just only what happened. Yes. What cross thing?
Like, 75 can be defined by 25. So then it's 3 on top. And then
Yeah, that's what technically you did. But you also, but if you do a slow motion, you factor something. So for example, in this question, you didn't just you did not just simplify. You actually had to factor first. I'm trying to say is that factoring process you don't see in elementary school, but it does happen at the same time. It's correlated between a 4th grade knowledge to a high school knowledge. It's nothing different. A lot of people say that's different knowledge. No. I teach a kid outside of school, he's 4th grade, he can do calculus. Why? Because he understands from 1st grade, he already understands 4th grade stuff. At 4th grade, he already understands this because he says it's no different than 1st grade. So he's taking calculus on his own. He understands it. He understands how to make connection. In math, you have to learn how to make connections. A lot of you guys don't have that ability yet. I'm going to train you. Sometimes I'm going to give you a curveball and see if you can handle it. But we haven't started anything crazy. This is just Algebra 1 right now. Okay? So, I think I just pulled this worksheet. You guys want to do, let's pick a question that's maybe it's good. Honestly, I don't like any of those questions. Okay, let's just pick a division problem. Let's pick number 6 here. I just use x. R is weird. 8 over x squared plus 7x plus 6 divided by 8 over 8x plus 8. Number 6. I'll try to write it here too. So let me see if I can write out the questions. 8 over x squared plus 7x plus 6 divided by 8 over 8x plus 8. we are going to around like end of algebra 1 and beginning of algebra 2. Not beginning, a middle of algebra 2. I think that's what when I teach that. I don't know. I haven't taught algebra 2 for a long time. Aiden, you done? Charlie, you done? Jay, you done? Emily? Annika? It's not hard, right? Okay, let's think about it. The first thing, what are you gonna do? Keep, change, flip. I'm gonna factor the bottom. Now, what's a factor of bottom? Now, when the first coefficient is 1, it should be very intuitive. And what can you factor out ax plus 8? So, guess what? This part will simplify. This part will simplify. The answer is 8 over x plus 6. Now, can 6 and 8 cancel? Yes or no? Huh? Yeah, but be careful, be careful. Here I'm gonna show you math, right? So let's say 2 over 2 plus 4. Can those two cancel? Technically, no. And it could be. Now, I'm gonna explain how. Just think about something, write down this example, kind of important. If you know the answer is 2 over 6, and you know the answer is 1 over 3, you know this is correct, right? If I cancel the 2, what am I gonna get? I'm gonna get 1 over 5. That's not right. Do you see that, Charlotte? You cannot cancel the 2 and 4. You can cancel, but in a different way, though. I'm gonna show you the correct path is actually, you can cancel, but you can factor out a 2. Now that's gonna be 1 plus 2. Now, why? Anytime you cancel, has to be a factor. So this, you can simplify, that's equal to 1 over 3, which as we know is the same thing. Now, if you did it wrong, this is the wrong way, right? Wrong way is going to be 2 over 2 plus 4. This 2 cancel, that's equal to 1 over 5. That's not true, that's not the answer. So by doing some simple math, you can see whether those 2 can cancel or not. Okay, so lastly, if you just show you killing puppy math, and this person also developed Ming of killing kittens. I think it's this one, and this one here. You cannot cancel the x squared. I know everyone has those tendency to cancel in things. I feel like I can cancel this thing. No, if you cancel those things, has to be a factor. If it's not a factor, it's not canceled. Okay. Sure, you can come and do a homework. A lot of people come and do homework.
I wanted to yesterday, but I haven't. I think the help yesterday, I did the homework. I understood it.
Yeah.
I'm like coming to that.
Yes, Ashley. I'm usually here till like 3:20. Okay.
And do you want us to keep the extra markers for the screen, or do you want us to give it to you?
You give it to me because you guys gonna use it.
Have you on?
No, I already tutor a lot, so I can't really. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna put it over there so we would. But every day I'm here. Coming after school.
Because I have like gym meeting every day. And do you think like it's possibly too much for me? Because I don't want to like overdo it.
Let me look at your thing.
Yeah, the test is already. I feel like I did not do that well.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Let me grade it through, and I'll think
Okay.
about it. I don't want to rush and
Make
jump
a
into this.
decision?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's something I won't do.
Because if I like decide to commit to this class, then I'm gonna like do the after school tutoring and everything. I just don't want to spread myself out too thin.
Yeah.
Because I have like practice every
Yeah,
day.
I will ask you a whole 9 yard tomorrow, but I from what I see right now, immediately, probably no, but probably don't take this class. You need to get better on algebra 1 because a lot of things are very like easy, so you need to make sure you could be able to do that. But as right now, that's my first intuition. But I'll be able to look through everything, then I can tell you better.
I'll just talk to you about it tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank you.
Oh, can I still go to tutoring if I'm late? I have something for 8 people.
that's fine.
Thank you.
Long as you're before that.
Hey, Mr. Ye, I just wanted to apologize for how I responded to your criticism yesterday. It was unfair. I was having a long morning. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's fair. Bye, Gong. No problem. Take it easy. Hey, Andrew. Just show up on time. I know you are smart, but you're also missing a lot of information, so I need you to learn how to catch up.
It was clear to me that I needed to look at homework so much.
Okay. Do you have a WhatsApp login?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Can I know what I got on the several quiz?
No, I haven't graded yet. Why are you nervous?
No, I didn't need to know if I need to come after school.
I don't think so, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
It's too late.